It was the middle of July, the kind of humid summer night where the air feels heavy and the lake is so still it looks like glass. My name's Alex, and that night I was staying at my cousin Ryan's family cabin on Blackwater Lake. It's not the kind of place you find on tourist maps. You'd have to drive an hour of dirt roads just to get there. The few houses that lined the water were far apart, and most were either abandoned or owned by seasonal residents who only came up a few weeks a year. Ryan's parents weren't home, they almost never were, so we had the place to ourselves. We weren't throwing a party or anything, just sitting on the dock with a couple of beers, listening to the crickets and the occasional splash of a fish jumping. That's when I saw it. A flicker across the lake. At first, I thought it was just a porch light turning on, but the pattern caught my attention. 3 short flashes. 3 long flashes. 3 short flashes again. It took me a few seconds before it clicked, SOS. I didn't say anything right away. I just stared, watching to see if it happened again. And it did, over and over, steady and deliberate. Finally, I nudged Ryan. "You seeing that?" I asked. He squinted. "Yeah, that's not random, is it?" I shook my head. "It's Morse code. SOS. He didn't laugh, didn't joke. Instead, he leaned forward, staring across the lake. Who the hell would be doing that way out here? We sat in silence, watching the flashes for another minute. My phone had no signal, no surprise there, and Ryan's was dead because, well, he never charged it. "You think someone's in trouble?" he asked. "I mean, probably," I said. "Or it's some kind of messed up prank." Ryan stood. "We should check it out." I hesitated. "Or we could just wait until morning." But that wasn't Ryan. He was always the type to dive headfirst into situations without thinking about the consequences. "Come on, man," he said. "If it was you over there, wouldn't you want someone to help?" Against my better judgment, I agreed. We had no boat, but Ryan remembered an old rowboat tied up under the neighbor's dock. The neighbors hadn't been there in years, and the boat looked like it hadn't been touched in just as long. The oars were cracked, but they worked. We pushed off into the lake, the wooden boat creaking with every movement. At first, we were laughing, mostly at how bad we were at rowing, but the closer we got to the other side, the quieter we became. The flashes had stopped. No more SOS. No more light at all. Maybe they gave up. Ryan whispered. Or maybe it was a trap, I muttered before I could stop myself. The word trap hung in the air like a bad smell. We rode the rest of the way in silence. The property we approached had a dock that was barely holding together. Half the planks were warped or missing entirely. Beyond it sat a large, 2-story cabin, its windows black. The wood siding was weathered and peeling, and the front steps sagged dangerously. We tied the boat to what was left of the dock and climbed onto shore. The air felt colder here, heavy in a way that made me uneasy. We circled around the side of the cabin, not wanting to walk up to the front door. Ryan spotted a small basement window, cracked open just enough to slip through. He grinned like it was a challenge. I shook my head. "This is insane." "Come on," he said. "Just a quick look." I reluctantly followed him inside. The basement was empty, no furniture, no boxes, nothing. The air smelled stale, like it had been closed off for decades. Our footsteps echoed on the bare concrete floor. We found the stairs and made our way up. The first floor was the same, empty rooms, peeling wallpaper, dust thick enough to leave footprints in. "This place is dead," I said. "Let's just go." But Ryan pointed up the staircase. The light came from upstairs, remember? Against my better instincts, I followed. The hallway on the second floor was narrow and dark, lined with doors on both sides. We stopped at the last one, the one facing the lake. Ryan turned the knob slowly and pushed the door open. The room was empty, except for a single object by the window. It was an old metal lantern, the kind you'd pump to get it lit. The wick was still smoldering, as if it had been put out minutes ago. And sitting on the floor beside it was a small, battery-powered signal light, the kind you'd use on a boat in distress. Neither of us spoke, but we didn't need to. Someone had been here, signaling us. And they'd left, or were hiding. That's when we heard it. A slow, deliberate creak from somewhere else in the house. Ryan's eyes went wide. He mouthed, "Go." We backed out of the room, moving quickly but trying not to make a sound. Another creak, closer this time. Halfway down the stairs, the sound changed. Footsteps. Heavy ones. We didn't look back. We bolted for the basement window, practically diving through it onto the damp ground outside. We sprinted for the dock, but our boat was gone. I spun around, my heart pounding so hard it hurt. That's when I saw movement by the side of the cabin. A tall figure, broad-shouldered, stepping into the moonlight. I couldn't make out a face, just the shape, the size, and the way they were walking toward us with purpose. Without a word, Ryan dove into the lake. I followed, the shock of the cold water stealing my breath. We swam hard, the sound of splashing behind us. I didn't dare look back. All I could see was the dim outline of our dock in the distance. Every stroke burned. My arms felt like lead. But we didn't stop until our hands hit wood. We scrambled onto the dock and collapsed, gasping for air. We locked the cabin doors, turned off all the lights, and didn't say a word until the sun came up. In the morning, we borrowed a neighbor's phone, the only one with a satellite connection, and called the sheriff. He went out to check the property that afternoon. When he came back, he said there was nothing there. No footprints, no lantern, no signal light. Just an empty, rotting cabin. He told us we probably imagined it. But I know what I saw. I know what I heard. And every time I'm near a lake at night, I can't help but scan the darkness, waiting to see those 3 short flashes, 3 long, 3 short. If this story sent a chill down your spine, you haven't heard the worst of what's out there. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because the next tale might just keep you awake tonight. And if you think you're brave enough, share this video with a friend, and see if they can handle the dark.